All right. Now, back in January, I told myself, hey, we're going to record more videos, this year. Skip to 4 months later, we have a new video. Anyway, we're going to skip past that. Not that I think anyone cares. Okay, so I do want to record more videos. This is kind of like this is first in the pipeline, right? I realized just like I was thinking what to make videos about because there's just so many things you can make videos about, and I didn't want to. I'm not going the tutorial route, right? Because I don't really want to do that and just like AI and whatnot. But I do want to kind of share what I'm learning and just things that I'm making. So part of that, is this GitHub Constellation thing that I went to. Apparently, it's a pretty famous thing. I just wasn't aware of it, but it makes sense because it's GitHub, right? It happened in 2025. It happened in 2024, and honestly, I went to this thing this year and I love everything. I've seen other people go to conferences. I've seen Prime and Teach and all these like recordings on like live streams of these conferences. And I was like, hey, I should probably go to one. 100% recommended. This is something like any more conferences, I'm going to that without a doubt. I met a lot of people, I talked to a lot of people, and some of them are college kids, some of them are working professionals. But even this one person who gave a talk about basically how open source and AI are being impacted with each other, or rather how AI is impacting open source, and what you should do as a developer, as a contributor, as a maintainer, and just the good principles. And I love his talk because one of the core things that he ended with was that before you had to put in a lot of effort to actually get good at programming and then contribute. Now with AI, that effort has reduced, but the whole point was the effort, right? Where you actually went through the documentation of the code base, we actually understood what the code base was about, and did not just prompt AI to send in a PR, which leads to slop. But he also did not blame AI for the slop. He was like, listen, who's generating the slop without actually defining the code and whatnot? It's us. So I really like that talk. In fact, like I went to him after the talk. I was like, "Hey, great talk!" And we had like a 2 second awkward silence, and I was like, "That's it. This is what I want to say." So in fact, I'll just show my LinkedIn post. Yeah, I've been posting on LinkedIn. We'll talk about that in another video because I'm making a tool for that. So part of that is anyway. I'm just going to share my screen. Like we'll go here. Right. There are more pictures. I just posted the ones like I took on LinkedIn and Twitter. So yeah, this is the ID card they gave. In fact, you do have it here. 1 second. I don't know if it's like. Let me just skedaddle over here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like my name and whatnot. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, they also give a tote bag, which yeah. So let me just get that one second. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like this is like one of the swags they gave us, like a bag that's there. This is pretty cool. And they also gave the option to make like a custom tote bag, which hey, okay, it's like kind of great. Nah, but yeah, that's my name. And yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm not a tote bag person, but they were like, hey, you can get it custom made. And I was like, I'm not saying no to that. So yeah, got that. That was pretty cool. And I'll just back to this. So this happened. It was a pretty decent size conference, or like a this room. I don't know what you call this room. They started off with Jay Parekh. I think he's the head of Microsoft Korea, if I remember correctly. Then I even the video. I think his name is Kyle. Again, this is just me not like kind of preparing for this video. I'm like, kind of going based on memory. So Kyle, I think he's the GitHub CEO. He gave a nice talk. Very charismatic also, by the way. And then Sarvam, oh yeah, that's the next picture, right? Sarvam, people from Sarvam gave a talk. I love this talk. This is basically like getting into the actual like details of machine learning, and not just like, hey, we have a model, we trained it, magic, and boom. No, they actually like gave in a lot of good points, and I really love this talk. And what else? I think I just put these pictures, right? There was also Edan. I think I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's the one leading GitHub Next, right? And he showed us a preview of basically how like in the future they're thinking to kind of have agentic coding. I think this slide is done, so I'm just gonna get back to this. So he showed a preview of what they're thinking, like how agentic coding should be, and honestly, it blew everyone. And it was something so cool to witness. Apparently, we were the first ones to witness it. So hey, props to that. But it was so cool to witness because, like, I think everyone was so amazed no one took a picture. I've not seen one post about that. And something about that, it kind of gave me this reality check of people are actually building cool stuff out there on top of AI, right? Like, just because AI is here, it's not the end of the world and whatnot. It's just like, hey, build what you want. If you want to build something that involves AI, do that. If you want to build something that is, not involving AI, build that. If you want to just build anything with AI, without AI, whatever, you can just do it, right? Everyone complaining about AI is not making coding fun. You can just not use it for a project, right? And just the choice is with you basically. So anyway, that was just random thoughts I had. But it was pretty cool to see, the preview that he showed. I'm not really gonna say the name because I think like it's better for them to release it. Might get early access. So hey, we have content for you. Anyway, but yeah, that's basically it. I went to this thing, and honestly, if anyone, I don't know if anyone's going to watch this video, but if you are and you've not been to a conference like this yet, 100% recommended. It is not the same feeling as being like watching it on YouTube. Going to this thing, being there, just out of the blue, just amazing. I loved it. I loved everyone I met, and just the whole thing was great. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking on more tech related videos, just stuff I'm trying out, stuff I've learned, which I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I should probably talk about this. So I'll keep doing that, and yeah, I think we can end the recording and just